The Reward. This event took place in 1974 when I was almost 16 years old. A little background is needed first. Roy had become even more mobile away from home and would hitchhike to various destinations. He sought out our missing mother, who we had not seen since she left 12 years earlier. I was grieving for her, and Roy missed her even more. It turned out that she had lived all around us all those years. Roy also found our maternal grandparents, who lived in Porter, Texas, further north on Highway 59. I think they stayed out of our lives because of our dad. I remember once as a toddler that Mother was at the door begging my dad to let her in to see her children, but he wouldn't. On hearing the commotion, I asked, "Who is that?" And he said, "Nobody." I replied, "No, it isn't. That's my mother. You're not letting her see us." After the divorce, our mother remarried and had 5 other children, replacing the children she had lost, she said. All total, she had 9, 6 girls and 3 boys. This was before birth control pills. When I turned 16 and could drive, I visited my mother and got to know her for the first time. I also visited my maternal grandparents at their small wood-framed house. Grandma kept the 2-bedroom home cozy and full of delicate whatnots. Neatly applied embroidered bed covers added a touch of comfort. Grandpa was a strong Christian man who read to his children in the evenings from the Good Book, which is what they called the Bible. I recall that as a preschool child, he had pulled me onto his knee and called me a little monkey. But then he added, "Y'all are like those little monkeys that we see around here sometimes. But we don't know what they are, we just call them monkeys." Grandma, who was normally well composed, gasped, "Don't tell her that." I didn't tell her anything, he said, but I had caught his reference. "What monkeys?" I asked. He became evasive, but I got the impression that he referred to something they had glimpsed of in the house. Many years later, in my 30s, I would see these same dark, squatty monkeys with long, spindly arms in my own home. I have no idea what they are up to. They are literally only about 2 feet tall off the ground. I was probably at least 18 when one evening, as if called, I spiritually appeared in my grandmother's first bedroom. A gray alien stood near the foot of the bed waiting for me. He was facing the window through which I had passed. He told me that my grandmother had disappointed them. She had refused something they had wanted her to do to pursue her own interests in the world. Just then, my grandmother walked down the hall and passed in front of this bedroom, yet she did not see us standing there. As if in perfect metaphor, her walk down the hall symbolized the pursuit of her own desires in this world. The gray and I stood and watched her, yet she did not even turn her head in our direction. Then he turned to me and said that because she had refused, the work had come to me, but I had to agree. I felt put out with my grandmother. I wondered briefly why they hadn't just gone to my mother, her being next in the generational line. But the gray, ever monitoring my thoughts, gave me the impression that this would be absolutely out of the question. Then he went on to tell me that it would be worth it. There would be a reward. Oh, a reward? What kind of reward? I wanted to know. I would be with them, was his answer. This sounded good. Whether this is true or not, in that state, I felt I wanted to be with them. I took a good look at him. He was smooth and beige, about 5 feet tall, with a round head and black almond eyes. I returned to the fact that there was no hair on his head. "Will I look like you?" I queried. He was amused. "No, you are a female." Then he realized that I did not want to be bald like he was. Not wanting to insult him, I apologized. "It's just that I want to have hair. Girls like to have hair." Then, up in the air behind his right appeared a vision of myself being escorted forward by a gray. I was a female version of one of them, and I did not have hair. The being, observing my reaction, said reassuringly, "Don't worry, you are still considered a female and in a female role." He then ordered the me in the vision to go now. I saw myself hesitate, as if I did not like being ordered that way, then shrugged it off as if it did not matter. The gray in the vision escorted me away as the vision disappeared. He asked again if I would agree. I said yes, and he was pleased. I turned to the window to go, but turned back to ask, "What is it I'm supposed to do?" He could not tell me that. I turned to the window to go again, but was still not satisfied. I persisted, "But how will I know what to do and when I'm supposed to do it?" He was amused and said not to worry, they would be letting me know. He then lightheartedly ushered me on, and I left spiritually through the window, the way I had come. My mother shared a dream around this time that this grandmother had, which they thought was more of a vision. It had left quite an impression on her. Two men were standing in her hallway at her bedroom door. She believed that one man was the prophet Enoch and the other prophet Elijah. They had a message for her. Mother remembers the message implying that grandmother had done something wrong, and they were admonishing her on it. They thought maybe it was for not reading the Bible like she should. I can only speculate her dream was related to my experience of meeting two Greys in her home. It's not uncommon for encounters to be remembered as angelic. Sometimes our own mind provides a screen memory that masks the truth. There is another story regarding this grandmother. She had been ill and went to bed. Grandpa came home early and quietly entered the house so as not to disturb her. From down the hall, he was startled to see a light from the ceiling engulfing her. The light vanished suddenly, as if having intelligence. It had realized he was watching. Again, they interpreted this in a religious context, especially since she recovered her illness. My mother's father worked briefly at the Houston Ship Channel and got exposed to chemicals that gave him leukemia. You can't prove it, though. While in the hospital during his final days, our mother got a chance to be alone with him. He confided in her that he had awoken to see two beings standing at the foot of his bed holding palm leaves. Palm leaves means peace. He took it as a sign that he was going to heaven. I'm certain he did. I still don't know what it was the Greys wanted me to do. Why do they need me to do anything at all? And I don't want to be with them. I don't trust them. I demand my spiritual freedom and to exist as a sovereign being. I demand to come and go as I please and not be escorted around. As a spirit, we are a divine being and do not belong to anyone. There is a growing belief that Earth is a prison planet and that our souls have been trapped here for repeated reincarnation. We are being used as an energy resource for something called loosh. This is the belief that as of today I subscribe to. I will fight any being who tries to accost me when I leave my body. I plan to return to my original spiritual home.